Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Isle. Today we are showing off the Tenonto and some of my opinions and reactions to the animations and the sounds. I'm going to showcase all the roars. I'm going to try and do it at different growth stages because they sound differently as it grows. There's now dynamic growth, so you no longer have to click a button to grow up to the next stage. It just happens. As you can see, I'm kind of walking and turning in place here. There's no more alt turn. You just kind of dance. I like it. I like it a lot. This is the Tenontosaurus. I am nearly a fresh spawn. I've only been on for a few minutes. As you can see, there's a little bar here. This is actually a progress bar to show you your growth. The highlighted model will actually change to kind of give you a general idea of what stage you're at. Right now, I'm assuming this is hatchling. It could be juvenile, but I think it's actually hatchling. You press insert to bring this screen up, by the way, because if you press escape, this does not work yet. So I'm just trotting along here. I can switch to a walk if I want to with Z. I like how hoppity the trot looks. Like it's just a little bouncy as you're walking along. Like, yeah, I'm moving this way. I can't hide the chat either, so that is kind of annoying. I hope they add a way to do that. Although if you press F10, you can go into screenshot mode, which does this cool thing and puts the Isle logo up on your screen. As you can see, I'm holding down Q and sniffing. There's my footprints, they're all lit up. That little circle of footprints that I made back there. There's so many. Nice. Okay. So, I'm going to be walking this way. And I'm looking for some food and water. So here's the trot. Here's the walk. Here is its run. You can zoom your camera in pretty far now. This is zoomed all the way out. And then this is zoomed all the way in. Trying to get out of the forest so you guys can see this animation a little bit better. Forests are nice and thick. They feel like forests now. It's pretty cool. Since alt turning is no longer a thing, they now made it so that you can use alt to turn your camera while continuing to maintain your movement forward. So I can hold down alt and turn my camera and look around. And keep running. Oh, I found a game trail. Or a road. I think this is a road. Game trails are much smaller. I'm not 100% sure though. I could be wrong. It's some sort of path through the forest. These usually lead to food and water. Let me see if I can sniff anything from here. Nope, not yet. That's fine. Okay, what I wanted to do is showcase the roars before I get too big and they start changing. So, oh, there's water! So that's what water looks like, guys. The scent particles are much nicer. They're much less obstructive. Alright, so here we go. I'm probably going to get eaten because I'm making sound. Because when you one call or four call right now, your name pops up for those of the same species as you. We'll see what happens. Apparently you can change the volume or the type of call by holding it. So if you tap it, it's different than if you hold it. I haven't really heard a difference yet for the hatchling stage. We'll see what happens when we get to sub-adult, adult, yada yada. So here is the broadcast for the juvenile, or hatchling Tenonto. So there is that. I like it a lot. It sounds adorable. Here is the 2 call. So cute. I love it. It sounds like some of the original Isle baby hatchling sounds, which I'm glad they kept some of those because they're so freaking cute. So cute. Okay. Here is the threaten. I love the animation with this one. Are you ready? Back off! Get away. I love it. It's so good. And then here is the 4 call. I love that it looks so startled, like its arms go out like, oh god! What? Where? Those also sound like some of the old Isle hatchling sounds. And here's the regular F call talk. It sounds kind of like the 2 call. You hear that? If you hear that little trill that's like an undertone to the call, that's because I'm getting a little older. I didn't do the sounds quick enough. It does not have that when you first spawn. The little purr, the doesn't have that. So, getting a little ahead of myself there. So let's see. There should be a field this way. And if not, there's at least some sort of water, which usually includes mud, so I can show you the wallowing. Here is a nice little grassy field. Yeah, let's run through here. Yeah, here we go. Run in, run in, and run in, run in. Run in, run in, and run in, run in. I like it. So the water was over here, I believe, and then I can show you... Hey, there's another Tenonto. Fun. I'm not going there. Not right now. Not right now. Alright, so here we go. Whoop, running into a tree. I ran into a tree and it shoved me off to the side. Did you see that? It went, nope, don't go that way, baby. That was funny. There is some collision in, obviously. Not the entire body doesn't have collision, and the collision box seems to increase as you get larger. Another Tenonto. People being noisy. Hopefully there's no Utahs. Alright, I'm gonna see if I'm losing the water here. Where did it go? Water, where are you? Ah! I was going the wrong way. This way. It's also a swampy area over there, I think. I can kind of tell because of the multiple points of water. Oh, it's just a long river, I see. Could also be a swamp though. Ah, here we are. So, here is the river. Here's their swimming animation. Oh right, swimming is broken right now. Ignore that. We will come back to that. I was able to swim. But here's their drinking animation. Oh my god, I'm so thirsty. I need this. Num num num. I like it a lot. Look at the little water drips out of their mouth. They huff and puff. Alright, here's the animation that everybody's really waiting for, right? Whoa! They're so loud they scared the birds out of the trees. Did you hear that? Jeez, okay. Wallowing! This helps hide your scent for a indeterminate as of yet number of minutes/seconds after doing it. I could test it later, and I probably will. We'll see what happens. So now if you see, I'm gonna run a little bit. And now if I sniff, you'll be able to see there's a gap between where my footprints glow, and they don't. Since I have wallowed. I no longer am leaving a trail. So these particle effects that you see are what both food, water, and corpses look like. Oh, is that another? Please be another Tenonto. Oh, thank God. Scared the crap out of me. Okay. So, there's all the calls, animations, and... Oh, attacks. Let's check the attacks. I think they're going to look the same for the adult and the juvenile, but we're going to do them anyway. So, here is the normal forward-facing attack, left click while moving, is a bite. Like this. I bite. If you hold still and left click, you do a claw. If you hold still or move and right click, you do a kick. And this is when you right click while looking anywhere except back. If you are running, as long as you're moving or running and you look behind you and right click, you stop and do a tail slam. Now, as you can see, these are using up a lot of stamina. These attacks are using up a lot of stamina. But if there's a Utah Raptor on your butt, right click. It will hit behind you. If you're running forward, right click, kicks. It depends on where your mouse is, not where your camera, or not the direction you're moving. So if I'm running forward, I'm holding Alt. I turn and look behind me. Because I'm moving forward, I thought I would right click. No, because my camera is behind me, I tail slap. It depends on where you're looking. Looking forward, oh, I'm now out of breath. I cannot kick or tail slam. I can only claw and bite. So when you're out of breath, when you're low on stamina, you listen now. I am panting, which is a great way to tell when your prey or when someone who's hunting you is getting low on stamina. It makes you really easy to follow, though. The panting is so loud. Okay. So there's all the animations and the sounds for the juvenile. I'm going to switch over to another server where I have a slightly larger Tenonto, and we will repeat some of the sounds and we'll move on from there. Oh, I almost forgot to mention, when you are out of stamina, your broadcast barely makes any noise. Your sounds, your calls, you're out of breath. So you can't really broadcast. Yeah, see? That just was a hiss. The 2 call, you can still make noise. And the 4 call can still make noise. But broadcasting sounds much different. Much, much more different when you are out of breath. Barely made any noise there. Alright. Let us switch servers. Alright. I've logged into a different server. My Tenonto is not actually that much larger than I thought, so we're gonna showcase some of the other animations and things that I forgot about, like grazing. And I know that there are food bushes near me here, unless they've been eaten in the time I've been gone. So, I'm gonna go ahead and sniff them out. Aha, that's what I thought. I literally walked right past one because I wasn't paying attention. So I'm just going to hold down Q and showcase this off for a second. So, as you can see, up on the top is the compass. So this is north, and this is south, I believe. As far as I know. I've been using that for directions and doing pretty well with it. So, the bushes, when they're far away, have those green particles coming at you. As you get close, the particles coming at you cease, and they just kind of glow faintly green, like that one right there that's next to me. I am near both a river and a swamp. The swamp has that multiple points of water all coming at me at once because there's different points on the shore that are close to me, whereas the river that tries to use just one point of reference, apparently. So there is that. Yeah, but I could just hold this indefinitely and just keep smelling. It does update dynamically as well, so if someone were to like run past me, their footprints would be glowing as they did so. Which I really, really like, especially when I'm on a Utahraptor. I can trot and sniff, and the footprints are updating dynamically, so I don't have to worry about losing the trail of something that I'm stalking, unless it's running, in which case it would outpace me and eventually they would go away. But yeah, so let's show off some of the eating animations here. The grazing you can do on any field or grass. You can kind of tell the sound if you listen. Listen very closely. It changes sounds when you can and can't eat. But normally, you wouldn't bother with hearing. You would just look. If there is grass growing, you can more than likely eat it. It's very loud, so things near you can definitely hear when you're eating, whether grazing or eating from a bush. When you're grazing, it gives you very, very little food. I don't know if you guys see how little my food is going up there in the bottom right. It's pretty much just a stopgap to help you not starve to death. what you really want are these bushes. There's actually 2 different types of edible plants. The other type is very rare, but as I'm wandering around and exploring the map, if I find one, I'll record it really quick. It looks like a flower. We'll see if we can find any. So if you hold E when looking at one of these, you do a completely different eating animation where you sit up. I'm going to try and get on this side of it. And stand a little closer, a little further away. Nope, I'm grazing. Let's do that again. Nope, grazing again. There we go. So I sit up and I eat. And now, you can overeat. If you eat too much and continue to eat when you're full, like that, you will turn around and throw up. Well, I turned. You don't actually turn. It just makes your character throw up, which then apparently permanently reduces your stamina, food, and water. I am not 100% sure. I think that's actually the second time this Tenonto in particular has thrown up, so I'm not sure what that's going to do to me. I don't know anywhere to see said debuff. It is not on the insert menu anywhere. And there is also no way that I'm aware of to get rid of it. I think it just goes away over time, which it's very hard to tell when that happens because the only thing that really changes is your food and water and stamina capacity increases again slightly, which is very hard to notice if you're not just actively staring at your stamina, food, and water. Hopefully we get a way to see those debuffs and things on the insert menu at some point. So, I am now a sub-adult or juvenile. I'm not sure what models these are. I'm calling them hatchling, juvenile, and adult for now. So I am now a juvenile Tenontosaurus. Let me get a little bit of water here, and then we will see... Actually, let's just see how our calls have changed. See, it got a little deeper there. There's less of the high-pitched squeakiness. It's a little bit of a deeper call. Here's the friendly. Losing some of the baby sounds. Getting more of that purr. Here is the threaten. It's getting much more deeper and gargly. And here is the 4 call. Hasn't changed too much yet. We'll see what happens. And then the F call is getting more of that little trill. The animations for like the wallowing and stuff don't really change. So I will do them all again when we're adults so we can see what it looks like, just because they're adorable. But yeah, I'm gonna continue growing this little guy and we will come back to that. Alright. I have grown a little bit more. I'm about 50% through. Current Tenonto growth time is about 2 hours. There was one animation that I realized that I have been forgetting to show. Also, I wanted to see how the roars are different now that I'm 50% grown. We're going to see what they sound like now. There's the broadcast. Here's the friendly. Here's the threaten. Here's the danger. And here is the F. Okay, so that's about 50% grown now. Still juvenile, but I wanted to still kind of showcase how they change. The model also changes dynamically. You can see now I'm starting to get some spines on my back. They're starting to stick out a little bit. Losing some of that baby face. And then the animation that I'm forgetting about is laying down. So this is the laying down animation. Press H to lay down, and H again to stand back up. I like it a lot. Alright, now I'm gonna press Q and sniff. The food is right there, but I'm gonna sniff it anyway. There's more food. There's lots of food. Alright, I'll be back when I'm a little more grown and we'll check the difference again. Alright. Sat here, just kind of sitting quietly, eating and growing. This is a quiet server, mind you. There's very few people online. I didn't really want to have to, you know, be hunted and regrow and blah 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 all over again. So I picked a quiet server for the herbivore. That's probably not going to be feasible when I go to do the Utah video because, you know, you need players to hunt because there's no AI at the moment. But I am currently about between 60 and 70% grown here, and the adult model is now highlighted. So I am a young adult. As you can see, my spikes are starting to come in on my back. So let's see what the calls sound like now. Here is the broadcast. Ooh, did you hear that? I scared away birds. They were flapping. They were flappity flapping. I heard it. Yeah, it's getting much deeper, although at the same time, I notice it gets like kind of quieter, but you can hear the rumble from very far away. Here is the 2 call. It's much more of a chuff and huff than the chirpy chirp of the baby. Here is the threaten. It's getting very gargly, very gravelly. I like it. And here is the danger or help. It starts sounding like a Utah raptor bark, I'm not gonna lie. But I like that it's still short and like, oh god. I love the variations. And then here's the regular little talking call. And then, so there's those animations and sounds. And we'll be back again once I hit fully grown adult. And we'll see what those sound like. Oh, one thing that I forgot to showcase earlier, I'll do that now real quick, is vomiting. If you eat too much, your dino will throw up, and it lowers your maximum food and water and stamina, apparently. I'm gonna watch it. So I'm gonna overeat here. And we're gonna watch my water bar, okay? Watch the water bar on the bottom. So I've eaten, I'm continuing to hold down E, I'm gonna keep eating. And then keep eating. Keep eating here. And then bleh. I looked away from my water bar, so hopefully you saw it increase there. If not, that could also be because I was already had the debuff, because I threw up a little bit ago as well. And we'll try that again at another time. But there's the animation, you get to see it much clearer at that time. Okay, I'll be back again once I'm full adult. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, I am back with a fully grown Tenontosaurus. So as you can see, I'm going to press insert. This bar is full. The adult model is what is highlighted. Now let's check out some of its calls. One of the other things that I also apparently forgot to show you guys is the grazing. Find a patch of grass. You just hold down E and you can graze. It does not give much food. I'll let my food lower a little bit so that I can show you. I just filled up. on some other stuff. But let's check out the calls. Are you ready? Here is the broadcast of an adult Tenontosaurus. I scared the birds out of the trees again. That's so cool. I guess that happens when you hit the adult stage, when that icon is lit up, then you're an adult. So there's the broadcast. I'll do it one more time. I love it. I love it. And then here is the 2 call. It kind of loses all of the sound of it, and it just ends up being more like a chuff, I guess, is what it feels like to me. It's very quiet. I kind of like it. I like it a lot, actually. Not gonna lie. I like that it's quiet. Here is the threaten. For that, I held down the 3. I'm going to tap it this time. Yeah, I don't think it sounds any different. Looks really cool, though. I love that animation. It's so good. Here is the danger. It definitely sounds barky. Very barky. And then here is the regular F call. That's the 2 call. Just wanted to show the difference. So the F call has more of a gurgle to it. Yeah, some actual vocals. Whereas the 2 call is just more of a snort, exhale sort of thing. I like it. I like it though. So let me show you how much food I get from grazing. Watch my food bar. Yeah, so there it went up. And then it went up again. You have to hold it for that long in order for you to gain food. If you just start grazing and then move, you're not going to get anything. So you have to stand still for a certain amount of time to actually get food from grazing. So I noticed if you're just grazing to eat, Utahraptors can theoretically starve you out because you have to stop to defend yourself, or you're just going to sit there and tank the hits and then eventually die while you try and eat. So being near actual food is a good idea. So I actually successfully found a spot where Tenonto can swim also, so I'll show you that real quick. You can also sprint while swimming to swim faster. So, not sprinting. Sprinting. And on that note, that's all I have for showcasing the Tenontosaurus. If you want to, feel free to like and subscribe. I'm going to be playing a lot more of the Isle now that the recode is out, and we'll go from there. I'm going to be playing on official servers. I'll be trying out some realism and semi-realism servers just to putz around and try different play styles and different things. I usually prefer to play on official just because that's the best way to help test the game, because you do what works and you find out what doesn't, and yeah, so we'll see what happens. I will see you all in the next video. Bye!